Motime a passing, and that is according to the NDC minority on the appointments committee. Na Obekaya Urato forcing the minority leader Anna Edika making such a clarion call and a face of Mahama Yarega Muninano Edibe Ekika. But the question is that you are the voting committee, appointment committee. This is what the other side is demanding from you. Meanwhile, no, and yet one on Kwanso case so at the Supreme Court. And that is what transpired at the appointment committee in Parliament over the weekend. And I know if you that a chairman, your video footages, you know, ewaha yebebo ede amount na afei yetime ene wo ede ho enkomo na afei wahu de aircos. But my faster than be ema a year Bayport savings and loans one more adaroma and I'll pay yade and commodity no any discussions in no ede bro and stay with us na yebeka Bayport home and 70 bebre na no ede achel na afe ye call your name no one who kwaya obefa so awon so obe benefit from the new things at Bayport savings and loans for eye mame kwa homane so na menye adwuma ewo ahomane so emra na afe ye enkonkodi enkomo lawyer Paul Kubi constitutional lawyer mame emanache na memano akwaba council what we call good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to say
erade adom meso me hoye pa na boko de very well ati jina so mame yebedi nkomo but before we come to that you know ma yentie what transpired ewo eye the appointment committee in Parliament at the time Justice Gertrude Tokunu the president's nominee for the position of Chief Justice Ekopie committee nanim enano fiada na afei yemra na yendi nkomo yentie tape no na yemra.
Honorable Chairman, to conclude on the vetting for today, we have asked all relevant questions that has come to our attention, apart from the matter we raised relating to Honorable Kessben. We in the NDC minority believes that we should be given the opportunity to question Justice Gertrude Isaba Saki Tokono on the real ruling. We are asking for an opportunity to be able to interrogate the reasoned ruling. And so, just like Honorable Ayarega had said, and we have said, we have started the process, but we want an opportunity to conclude on that particular matter. Then we take a decision. Thank you.
That is Ghana's minority leader on the other side. Now, this is the concerns a minority leader here. But my yenti the Honorable Ayarega, Boko Central, Emrashe Bejanino, na yenti any concerns ni Emra.
Your Ladyship, Justice Gertrude Araba Eseba Saki. Isaba. Don't worry, I'm a Kusasi man, so from Sirim. So the minority side of this committee actually had reservations about participating in your vetting this morning because you participated in the decision involving Honorable James Kessben. You asked that his name be struck off the records of members of Parliament. But as a member of the panel and as a court, you did not give a reasoned judgment. So as we speak, we don't know the basis on which the court arrived at that conclusion. And there's uncertainty among us as members of parliament, knowing that our Supreme Court is also our constitutional court that should guide us as a country in terms of how we run public affairs, we would have thought that on a matter in which we were so divided in terms of the two political parties, a matter that was litigated from the very day in which this parliament was sworn in, the night of the swearing in of this parliament, till the 17th of May when you gave your ruling. It's a very divisive matter. We thought you would have carried all of us along by giving a reasoned judgment. Because when you give the judgment and you don't give the reasons, in between, people fill it with propaganda, speculation, and that just divides the country. It doesn't help us to move along together as one people. So we wanted the reasoning in that judgment to be able to really evaluate you, in addition to all the things that you have given us. But we've reached a negotiated position with our colleagues in which we've been assured that we will not vote on you today after this hearing, and that when we finish today, when the Supreme Court gives the reasoning, we will have another opportunity to now assess you on the basis of the quality of the reasoning of the court, and then we can take a decision. On that basis, I have no question for you today. I would wait for that day when we have the opportunity, and I will focus my questions on the reasoning that you will give in that matter.
And that is a year Boko Central, the Honorable Mahama Ayarega speaking in details. The reason why in here they are expecting the Supreme Court's judgment in terms of reasoning, the reasons behind judgment. Now, one more I make a pronouncement of say Yekase Rajachi Kwesen is no longer a member of parliament. And the accent say the court should give them the reasoning. Now, afi ebetime ejina so ankebeboa omokra as part of the vetting a one more Friday no nanka one more because the Chief Justice nominee no was part of the panel of justices Etina Jachi Kwesen Asemno Eso. But in all of that, there was a response. The Chief Justice nominee, her ladyship, Getri Tokuno Emaye. Ma yenti anonso quick one na yembra back.
Yes, please.
Honorable Member, can I have an answer for your no question?
I will give you the permission. Please proceed.
And my answer is that I have given hundreds of judgments from High Court till now. And I think that it would have been a really great relief to know that I am assessed on my work as a whole. And then two, the judgments of the Supreme Court. You know, the Supreme Court is not a court unless 5 people are sitting. And in constitutional matters, we are 7. So 7 people are working together. And that's why very often, indeed, almost invariably, every judgment given by the Supreme Court comes out, the reasons come out long after the orders and the rulings, because that's how we work. Everybody has to check the jots and the tittles before you get the final script.
Justice Gertrude Tokuno, the Chief Justice nominee, her leadership, Anna Otis, some responses to questions, the minority leader plus the Boko Central Member of Parliament, or more questioning one more at the man, or wanting to know the reasoning behind Rajachi Kwesen the removal from Parliament and the pronouncement by the Supreme Court. Council Ewa Homazo. Council, meaning say what your tapes, no, Mamin Tio on the development, a course so Ewa appointment committee, no, any.
So, may that be very, which year or tier for so. I believe that the stand taken by the minority, is understandable. Indeed, a colleague of theirs is being removed from the Parliament. I was saying, I can say, so be able to say, share. Now, what's a study, a CUD into where the Supreme Court has come up to say, not only should a person be removed from Parliament, but everything about him in Parliament should be removed. They are justified in looking at it from that serious perspective and asking for the reasons which went into such orders. Again, near arrogance is leaving some time lapse between when the judgment or ruling was made and when the reasoning will be available. It will give room for all manner of propaganda, speculations, and a whole lot of them. It's for looking at the very sensitive nature of this particular matter, they could have proceeded to do this. Or somebody will ask and say, why don't you even wait till that time? And then if it is in June that you'll be ready to give out that judgment, other than one train, not one year in a break. And to that extent, I understand him say, or can say the lacuna, the time lapse between when the judgment or ruling was made and when the reasoning will come out, it will give room for all manner of speculation, especially so when it is a very, very sensitive political issues involve the two main parties in Ghana. But let us also understand it from the perspective, say, when the first time I hear way, courts, especially the Supreme Court, for most times, they will just come and see, say, young judgment and then ruling there. And that the reasoning will come up in about a month or 2 weeks or 3 weeks' time. Until they are almost yet to say, maybe I hear something which is being done for the first time. Almost can brofo na ayana brofo kasemuno. They mean what they say, or you assess the context in which the expressions are made. What you minority leader now, almost they wanted to have a look at the reasoning so that they can question her. When we are questioning somebody, it means there is something wrong with a particular thing now. Depending on how you are putting that person more or less to task to explain what you believe may not have gone well for you. Again, they said they wanted to interrogate the ruling. Now, if you interrogate the ruling now, and you are making your own assessment of whatever will have been written. And you then come to either accept what you have read as being okay by you, or you say that you don't accept it. I hope you understand that aspect.
Yes, I do.
Now, let us get one point clear. You need to draw a woman. What system here that the serious system, into draw be any. But Nancy, na yede sa a friend saying, we bring in the attempt to find a way to settle dispute. Alternate dispute resolution.
ADR.
Yes, ADR, where parties will go at arbitration or mediation. Na afamina ati asese yenye ni say. In that case, no, Pelunana, Akabumu, Ajatu say, yeah, Pasakwan Wiso. So it may be presumed that both parties have won at that particular forum. But if we are to go the full hog of a quarter, it's that the adversarial system, one group wins or the other group loses. Now, the fact that a judgment didn't go in your favor doesn't mean that judgment is wrong. If I repeat it, the fact that a judgment did not go in your favor does not mean that judgment is wrong. You can only say that judgment is wrong when, as per the facts and the application of the law to those facts, are faulted and as a perverse.
Okay.
So if you are not able to do those things, now our argument is essentially because the judgment didn't go in your favor. Then you are doing nobody any good, and you are doing justice no good. Because when you have your matter before the court, the prior understanding that you are giving to the court, they say, we are ready to abide by anything that you tell us to be your verdict. So when you are not happy with the verdict, you climb upstairs, you go up. Now this happens to be the Supreme Court, which has made this particular pronouncement. So the next one will be what is known as a review.
Okay.
But the review, ain't just like an ordinary appeal. So I'm not satisfied. It will be go away. When it comes to the review at the Supreme Court, it must come with exceptional circumstances. You must give good and concrete reasoning here. Also say that judgment and I really know my and your appropriate into person review. So the first hurdle is for you to state exceptional circumstances, reasoning here also say I said some share at the mouth. Other than that, you don't have that automatic review. It's just as I said, and yet an appeal against the ruling of the Supreme Court. No, it is a completely different ball game. So coming back to what you were saying, yes, the NDC group, will be right in saying some person will share what went into the reasoning. But I will say with the greatest of respect to say, if you look at Article 1273, it says, in the exercise of a judicial power, a judge or a judicial officer shall not be liable for any action or any omission by that person in exercise of judicial power. What it means is that, so judge, Nejuma Yimuno, Sebaka seem to be a bemoa. Yen to me so no say, wo sa semasiwi. When you were you may Sebio, ye Chwason. I hope you understand.
Exactly.
So if you look at that provision in Article 1273, where you cannot hold a judge liable in the exercise of judicial power, which is exactly what she would have done in the Judge Question's case. She was exercising judicial power. She was acting as a judge. It will also express the view about it. It might be wrong. It might be right. And as I said, if it is wrong, there is a way to go about it. If it is not wrong, we all accept it. But the Constitution is clear that you cannot hold that person personally liable because he did not do or he did not act in a particular way. Be a
and no, not minority. So my next question was going to be, sir, on the appointment committee, use that opportunity in questioning her, especially getting to know or no reasoning as part of the pronouncement could that be the right forum as a minority no ejina so the yes na?
With the greatest of respect, I don't think I will side the minority in respect of that. Ubewu say Oma anasa bi no ka say se mo ba be hwe we nko ade a anka menyaya anka mo hwe the judgment na. But you don't just take this particular judgment in nko.
Okay.
So that make an agree.
Yeah.
So that if the minority has any reason, say, or you're so terribly biased in favor of the NDC, in favor of the MPP, and that in the exercise of her work, she's going to be so terribly biased against the NDC, it must state so.
I
hope you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
But if it is a matter of law, and I think in one of her responses, she said it, that look, or you're Christian, or with certain belief and all those type of things. But say, Odu, court them one, her belief and all those things, or they are not to change. And she will have to act as per what the law says. And I have said earlier on, say, when you are going to give any judgment, you are looking at the facts as available and the facts as proven. And then you look at the kind of law obey apply to it. So it is either the person might have misapprehended or might have wrongfully evaluated the facts and will have applied the law because once the basis of the facts is wrong, obviously the whole thing will be wrong. It will also be that the person got the facts right, but the application of the law was wrong.
Exactly.
And that is wrong. Or both were wrong. And whatever the NBC group has against the lady, they should come clean to say it's a mommy, say now yes. The Chief Justice, you are just not going to do things objectively. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I do, Council. Me follow up.
Because when you look at how they were trying to bring
Major Mahama.
No. Those that Major judges.
Okay.
Also, there was a link that or related to the lady. So that make an answer.
Yeah.
And then some other questions that were asked. So it is beginning to look like lady we name Major Aqua our relation. The Aqua so PNDC for time is me no. We be ara ye kuni nipa no or a certain pain against us. I mean the PNDC because the person died beyond the PNDC time. The NDC has also come as an offshoot of the PNDC. So some kind of extrapolation is coming in. If there was or yawo no, to that extent you may not want to have anything to do with the NDC. If that is the argument, we should come clear and say that this is what we in the minority are saying. I don't understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
But if we are going to limit it to this singular judgment or ruling in respect of articulation, even where I'm saying, say, the ruling or judgment is wrong, are you saying that she did not follow due process in handling that particular matter? Would I make an answer?
Yeah.
And are we saying that the interpretation that went into the judgment, it was not objectively or purposefully interpreted as per the law? So those are the things that we should be talking about.
Now, Council, how do we talk about those aspects? At the time, reasoning from the court vis-a-vis the application of law as against the facts established in the case. And he said reasoning court na kasam fa ne decision in terms of rating how do we see the ones we have now just the pronouncement made so far?
I agree. But because we cannot see whether the judgment was fair or was unfair.
Yeah.
I hope you understand.
Yes, I do.
But the bottom line has been that Yachikwisin has been told not to have anything to do with Parliament. Let's flip the coin. If it were to be that Yachikwisin was to come to Parliament and exercise his full role as a parliamentarian, would they have said that they would still want to see it?
I don't think so.
No. So you realize that they are asking for this particular ruling or judgment, not necessarily to see say it was scholarly written or what, but they will want to look at it to see whether there is anything in the said judgment, to show say there is any particular bias towards a judge question. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I do understand you, but in that sense, with the entrenched position, one more facility, say they are considering whether to pass her or not, as the minority side on the appointment committee. Isn't that a kind of blackmail? Say, who reasoning there, we may not go ahead in affirming you. Say, ubetimi akwa did the position you've been nominated for.
If you are seeking my very candid opinion, I'll tell you the trajectory that the minority is taking, ultimately it will not be in their favor. Why am I saying so? There's going to be a voting because the majority stance will prevail. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, because they will go to the press preliminary and tell the president this is what the majority has said. The minority by their action are saying so there's going to be the primary debate, and then the whole approval will subjected to votes. The MPP has
majority.
Yes, because so many people know who you have to be the action at night. You are no election. I say the number court. I type the number in your friends Parliament hall. So they will vote, and ultimately the lady will end up becoming the Supreme Court. I mean the Chief Justice. Where Oyenipa, into Oyenipa, no, if they run up to her becoming a Chief Justice, characterized by this attitude of the minority, I do not think that it will work well for the minority.
Okay, exactly the next point I was going, because Sir Ekobanisa yaba plenary na a majority decision vis-a-vis the minority I take this entrenched position. We are not giving you the passage until say we have seen the reasoning behind why I'm taking out one of our members. Then the majority in the New Patriotic Party goes ahead to approve the leadership. Say one year the next Chief Justice. Now, similarly, Obibeka said it's a political decision that has been taken. Her approval has come in the absence of a minority, also giving her the affirmation. The support politically, Obi here to do her work, that wouldn't be there. In that sense, the case be court to cry and NDC differ in that regard. Now we pronounce no kapanda on one. The circumstances are a debeba and the peace for our country.
What is happening is when it comes to
Kessben 92.9
empaneling of the let's say the Supreme Court to do cases, the Chief Justice is supposed to always chair the Supreme Court panel.
Okay.
Now, in the absence of the Chief Justice, the most senior Supreme Court judge will be the one at the head. She can decide, say, look, when it comes to issues about NDC matter, I will not take on it.
Okay. I'm very curious in who free so.
I'm very curious because she will lose nothing.
Okay.
If you look at what happened during, I think the area with the chairman of the chairman of the election
petition panel. Yeah.
There was a Chief Justice, but the Chief Justice, for obvious reasons, decided that she was not going to, be a member of the panel. She must move on the day away. So those issues, if she plays her cards very well, wouldn't be the very pig-headed type. Say, Mr. Mishu, say, no power.
Okay.
Because when you look at the whole setup, the judicial service, the judiciary is supposed to be independent. It is not to be dictated by any entity, be it executive or the parliament. The same thing goes to the parliament. The same thing goes to the executives. They are supposed to exist as individual entities. But of course, they cannot do that with that pristine independence. Some kind of some relationship better, because you have to send the budget estimates on all that of the judicial of the judiciary to parliament and for parliament to pass it or otherwise. If there is that kind of good relationship, money costs a bit easier at the money. But coming back to the actual issue NDC minority, I can't say almost person who even though I agree to the principle of collective responsibility, because this is a unanimous decision. If it were to be a majority decision there, right?
Okay.
Then probably you can have a situation where it may be a majority decision, but we can say, okay, this group took lane A to arrive at this decision. Even though I will come to the same decision with them, I want to take lane 2. But if it's a unanimous decision, they are not just saying,
yeah.
If you whether she's the one who will write the judge, write the opinion of the Supreme Court or somebody else, whatever activity, it is presumed say or no account, and that's no put no actual.
Okay.
But thing is, are we going to hold her personally liable because the judgment or the reasoning in the said opinion was not favorable to the NDC minority? Is that the point that is being made? And I will go back to what you said earlier. Won't share no to assess me as being somebody capable of being a Chief Justice. If that is the argument there, why don't you go and read those things that I wrote earlier on, even as a Supreme Court judge? Why don't you go back to check on my opinions at the Court of Appeal? What about the High Court? If that is the argument, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
If we are going to narrow down all that she has done, you're supposed to say, or you're beautiful, or capable. She has the moral and the excellence to handle this particular position. Now you narrow down to the fact that the opinion as written out in Jachikwezin's case is favorable to us, and I think we will have shown, and I'm talking about the minority, they will have shown themselves as being unnecessarily happy because things didn't go in their favor.
Okay.
You show a lot of maturity. It may be painful, but you let the person know that, well, we see you as being above board. So keep to it. Don't let somebody else make you bend.
Very well.
By the act, make it look like, oh, you have shown that you are already in the clause of that person. Then that group will end up creating so unnecessary difficulties for themselves.
Council, I must be grateful for your time with us. And lawyer Paul Kumi and Yadino Edin Komono, or a private legal practitioner, constitutional lawyer, explaining some of the circumstances about what transpired at the appointments committee on Friday. Her ladyship, Gertrude Esabato Kodo Ekoko Pierman, and that is the president's nominee for the position of a year Chief Justice. And Ora Edim Eko a year retirement. We are looking forward, sir, Parliament Appointment Committee, ebetime ede omo report no akoplenary na afei Parliament as resumes no one more ebetina so na afe approval no etime aba. But the concerns are minority for no express here on the committee last Friday ejuma one more a year you know and anope ye de ho enkomo into details. No mame fa asida be ma Bayport savings and loans one more adaro mampacho and they one more the fixed deposit. And no a year investment portfolio one more accrete at the aba mpacho ubetimi abeye investment for 3 months ubetimi aye 6 months ubetimi aye 1 year ye amount between 18 to 23% of interest na afe etimi aboa ama usika so awuye pa enti anope se wotemen kaminim se the well system no aye no financially and for LUC faith and trust in investment portfolios are etitated say, but I don't pay. I can give you the greatest of assurance. Say Bayport buy ye for several years in a one more emfa will be a esika enyane. And then again, with the usika eco ye investment, they invest the monies into productive areas. A breast say we here usika one benya or principal no na afi one more tua with interest and so a day account one pay. Give it a try na ubeho sampa obeba ababidi adanse mpacho kokomlemle branch no ewo enkrai one more ben ATTC school no ubetime any or more edding komo anope on 0245 153283 0245 153283 and our face 0205 099736 na one a year Bayport savings and loans for any enkomo anope questions bia will be an mpacho fre ofra womo ebeto mo boase na womo agye so na womo ya don so e de amount unya the greatest of assurance with Bayport pacho ko nakoye investment na etime aboa. Now over the weekend and Koma Yedi, no, a lot equally happened in Asin North constituency or in the central region. Now there was a vigil, some constituents and residents of Asin North, particularly the NDC members, etime a year in honoring a year James Jachi Kessben, the former member of parliament. Let me put it that way, because the Supreme Court has pronounced won't be friend of member of parliament. He is no longer a member of parliament anyway. And the vigil no, was to consolidate and then to sympathize with him as well. Ekwanya yafa swa treaty Jachi Kessben in their own assumptions. Ekwanya court no making pronouncement. Ekwanya from day one, yes, where Jachi Kessben in the swearing in no ekofan sembebre na no edebaye. The testimonies people have to share about Jachi Kessben. The more reason why one more a yes vigil ye over the weekend. Ma yentie na yenhwe bi emra. It happened endra. Kwasiada endumbre no enti ma yenti obetumi adwane live on Facebook na afi watumi ede wadwenche ne so etimi ede aba ma yenti na yenhwebra.
Joe Quincy, Sunday vigil night. The whole assembly
A serious political statement ahead of the by-election. Now, we can tell you ahead of time the level of tension ebeba asin not nobody can be able to control it. Now, as a country, no, you control the year. This is where 2024 the tension any kwaya yebefa so ayebeye nearby no it is beginning from a year asin not. Now you look at the teeming youth supporters of the NDC coming out in their numbers, holding this particular vigil in honor and then in sympathizing with a year one more member of parliament, former Ura James Kessben. Now you look at the songs they are chanting. Kessben Beba. Now the Supreme Court has told you, sir, he's no longer a member of parliament, but yes, still the support base, the clash between the two major political parties, Now, it cannot be underestimated. As we speak this morning as well, the criminal processes in the court has already begun against Ura Kessben. The Attorney General has preferred charges against Ura Kessben in terms of perjury. So we sign oaths under oath. Now, uchantra presumably it is considered as a criminal offense. At the time, we're filing the nomination on the 9th of October 2020. Now, or signing ejetumu under oath. Say ensema wakabia. The form national no, and that he owed no allegiance to Canada, and he did not, as at the time of filing the nomination, hold a Canadian citizenship. Attorney General, and it's at the time, none in some kind of certificate of renunciation. For that reason, a perjury. He has lied under oath. And a criminal offense. Those are some of the counter Attorney General professor against Ura Kessben. Now, with the case of Ura Ademu Sakande, it's clear criminal charges. The ball. Na ediwa what the consequences are. The court will come out with the pronouncement. It's our processes. And so ego so air so court now. Nothing prevents him from contesting again. Say obeti we are contesting on the ticket of the NDC, because as we speak, Ukraine renunciation certificate, as to whether or not say no so party they may agree, say one Samsung Kobe knowing very well say he's standing criminal trial, and so the question for the NDC as a party to decide. Now you look at the massive supporter every constituency anymore. Some of it, Anna Adope Ogosua will share on Facebook and Facebook on your TV screen. And this is what is happening. A year, I say not constituency no emo, just in case you didn't have the opportunity to see what transpired and dra anajo ewo asen not. And that is what we have shown to you. Minkai messages nibia abana afiyantu aso ending komo. Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Please, the minority people should accept her lordship, her leadership for the betterment of our mother Ghana. Dede's son and Hajia's son are all the same people from the north. You send that one in from a year Amansia South. One for within Ankaho. Mamin Kaiwe, we say good morning, Mr. Speaker. Please, I just want to know if the election petition case against the NDC MP for Jomoro constituency was settled at a chief's palace at Jomoro or settled at the High Court under the same constitution of our country. Joseph Tano sends that one in from Eye Shama. Joseph Tano, what it means is that Jomoro case, it was settled in the High Court, and then the NDC's member of parliament, a winning case, on the background that at the time I war contest, now we're renouncing the Ivorian citizenship. Now, comparing the jurisprudence of the two countries, or compare the Yeniembra no Eka as a country called Ghana, now or compare the Cote d'Ivoire for Emra and Ivory Coast for Emra Eka, Ivorian, now or person will renounce it or citizenship. At the moment, I will be making application, it is considered, even before I will be issue certificate at the amount, it is considered, say, what renounce it, you are no longer a citizen of Ivory Coast. And one only case, are quite different. The scenarios around it, are different as compared to the common law principle, a holding in Canada. The Canadian law, on citizenship, tells you, say, at the time of application, say Canadian authorities, issue certificate of renunciation, okay, anything can happen. They can either grant your application for renunciation and now to say wamubetime are rejected, for which reason it is conclusive. Ninyina be repay at the time wamu ankasa issue certificate at the amount, and that is in the case of a year Ura Jachi Kwesen. So that is what transpired in the two major cases. Scenarios ninyina different. The more reason why Medoka still now or a member of parliament for the good people of Eye Jomoro on the ticket of the NDC, and that is what it means for Eye Jomoro seat. It is settled in the High Court. Amani judgment away. I said, does Mahama Ayaruga really understand the demand he's making of the Chief Justice nominee as a lawyer? Does he know the differences between a panel of a court and the individual membership? Appiah J sends that one in from Sunyane. Appiah J, thank you very much for a message, and a contribution. No, Parkwesi, at the way, at the Abba, or say NDC, we want more ballot, not more bullet. Okay, that is your concern, sir. And okay, obet what me at the Abba. And those are some of the messages are more the Abba. Obet me at the audience, so Abba 0550 596 929 0550 567 929. Now, audio messages at the Abba. Yabeji na yakin kai ni na at the amount. And that is a year for I say not. Now, Parliament is resuming. One more resume right? Now, the Speaker of Parliament, next week, I don't remember, the Speaker of Parliament, as part of the processes, will have to pronounce the seat vacant and then write to the Electoral Commission. Electoral Commissioner, it is expected, say, Electoral Commission, within 21 working days, will begin the processes in ensuring, say, a by-election will come up with a Asin constituency, na Afebibiano etime aye settled. And that is how far we have come as a country with a Asin constituency parliamentary seat, as I say, Supreme Court, declared vacant, and that is it. In case you didn't know, thank you so much for choosing us as well. And I say, Mami Emma Nache na Mema na Kwame. Good morning, Nana.
Yeah, good morning, Kwame. I say, who? Yay! Yay! Yay!
92.9.
Yeah. Kwesi beba. Kwame
What's that?
But Kwame, asem na Maakye no.
Sir.
Honorable Kennedy Japan.
Yeah.
We a huge task at the man.
I wasn't
enough because so no asen central ena me knowledge mo no they help each other. Sometimes the development because so stretchy be the call and you fight for them whether the person is a NDC MP or MPP MP. You understand? So Kwame, obi a president and a constituency that shares a boundary with you. Kwame so
previously krana ebom
so Kwame when Timi deliver saji we say a steady case alpha fighting for the flag bearership now. It will be a disaster.
Now, the mandate of Kennedy Nkwana.
Oh, Kwame, no mandate. But Kwame, a test kakra. They make what I say, Kwame. And yes, Sebia, a Infantima East, Infantima West. Any baby on no one a different. Sebia, Commander Edna Eguafu, Abrim constituency. A different. Sebia, Gobuabo, baby, nice central region. Kwame, a different. But constituency I know share border. We also made to understand say honorable Kennedy Japan constituency bia a ben he fights for the constituency whether the person is an NDC or NPP. Jabeko Atia say and our president and our constituency are the share boundary. So Kwame as a sort of fight deliver this seat Emma NPP. Kwame, me see a be catapulto the campaign. I'm telling you, se Canada Japort me yes adu Kwame, Adamu Sakandi issue. It's different from this one.
Exactly.
Adamu Sakandi, what your parliament now not on making any attempt to renounce his Burkinabe and the British nationality. You understand? But Jeti question there, he made a step by certificate no amano. You understand? And I landed it to this situation. It was issue different. At the second there was a clear case of criminality in it. You understand? Let's settle that matter. But you see, Kwame, this minority core now I can. At the second the first call. When you read judges on what Kwame, Mame has many judges now almost the first case so Kwame. Justice Julius Ansah, Mr. Justice Sophia Adinira, Mr. Justice Jones Doche, Justice Enimia Boa, Justice Paul Bafo Boni, Justice Sule Bedebe, and Mr. Justice Vida Akotobanfo. These are justices. And the Musa Kandi case. The first day at the Musa Kandi call files no case. It was thrown out. Just my make you was thrown out. And justices are coming. Yeah, free say and conform who almost say or me NPP for in the person of Justice Enimia Boa, Justice Doche at that time. They were part of the justice and I say panel omo transfer omo throw Adamu Sekendi na you out. And they were the same judges omo transfer omo rule Adamu Sekendi say uni case. You understand? So what minority is calling for no Kwame, we should stop this sebia omo fi say ma bet me a bias. Me I don't subscribe to that. They are looking for the competence of the woman. They make what I say.
Yeah.
And the competence of the woman and the Kwame motion. If you say they are looking for the judgment woman in kwa no more pay. Committee you.
But you can't subject to no there.
Oh, there be committee. This woman is coming to be a chief justice. And almost say they need the ruling of the woman alone. They want to see how competent the woman is. She's fit and capable of being a chief justice. Let me tell you something. Madam Betty Modidrusu, those days now be production. We try the voices, baby. This question anyway happen. Our parliament, vetting committee. Alright, chairman Sabu Subisa and say, Madam, court. Who's a judge? Lawyers, you do on court. Court, you could ask them. This position, obey then wait to me a unique cases. There was a banter. The woman say, Obeka issue. As Attorney General, Kwame Obeka that issue. The woman was not able to win a single case. And the mills. And some of the cases, Kwame, was clear case of theft and shut down cases. Mr. Asamoah Boateng and the wife, conflict of interest case. The woman was not able to win. Owura Akwesi was AG, former Foreign Affairs, Deputy Foreign Affairs Minister. Rice issue. He was not able to win the case. Ghana at 50. Documents, yes, Aswa Kogu Jamasi. Kodon Pianu ne Tarzan, Kwame. Tarzan, it me here, and Roma at a point. Or the vetting committee cry and say committee they set up Ghana for home bedeneka. And this woman was criticized by Justice Pega, former Supreme Court judge. Said she's incompetent. They should have listened to the minority side of the vetting committee at that time. And they believe say if says a woman is at time is yes sana ebia anka say the pay bobo mudini na no under president ko force your finance administration it can be at least kabako betimi akoje. The response a woman de ba omo kra no kwame e clear clear say no on court enko kodi asem na yi people yi bibi fa the competence as a lawyer e court o say cases na you hu ni sa no mu hu ni say and just small cases and not from Kwame case bia court judges and lawyers will tell you say case bia no hono meta for Kwame obia wa ko bia banche kra no what the case court and not from we don't treat it with the case gloves. So let us take this in the good faith. Yensha ruling now which went into judicial say strike out now. Yes, share how and then you say, no, you are very competent and she's fit to be a chief justice. There are
other rulings, Awamba. There are other serious cases.
They should go for
so it. They should also
they should go for it. No.
You cannot use one case as a case study. You wouldn't be doing a fair assessment.
that should be the minority. But
exactly, but about maybe a sample cases or what now, so maybe about 5 or 10 of them. What you say? Now we'll review. Now we'll shape the way the judgment and then the assertion comparing the facts of the case to the applicable or existing provisions of the law. Now we should the way we apply law to the fact available. Now we'll make you reasoning out of it. Then you will be making a fair assessment. But if you want to depend on just one instant of a case or you're part of the panel, okay? Now panel no crano one dissent. It was a unanimous decision. Now how will you do a fair assessment if you are to use that as a case?
But Kwame unanimous no interest somebody who be to me follow be. Obi o hono one. Kwame Appiah Kubi ruling. Okay, let me also concord.
Exactly.
Okay, my kind volumes of Supreme Court rulings, Kwame. They be because I'm not a lawyer. And I'm a person me better read so now my display me ignorance. So I've been reading court judgment and ruling. Kwame uncle phobia or hono what you say a similar. Ruling be a similar. Kwame read out to say when the anene yasene word but you say
similar. It is because of the precedent. The case laws no
that's fine. That's fine. So
because they make the comparisons.
Yeah, that's fine. But the minority they can. May I don't see Sebia or Mufi say the woman will be a bias. I don't see in that way. A good exercise for Yenina. May I see say they want to take this see a person the competence. That's all. Okay. So effective for the
position.
That's what
I see. Very well. I take my messages now. 0550596 929 0550567 My fast than be my Grace Gifts. One more Adaroma. Grace Gift about clinic and pay one more Ebwaya pa. But your Grace Gift by Yarina no Adrian. I don't pay say me hypertension no I shall swat but your hepatitis B and the quack see E no acquire quancro I shall swat but your bema prostate enlargement how I do pa ama oyo hoshia enyeya anope Grace Gift about clinic and jaroba one be sao how ni na no dey free wo so Dr. Grace Wadu say oyo ba anope yan kancho na yan to nkase vaginas team no e ade e ho hia pa because oba I said they need to make it na worker and pay oba Dr. Grace Bodo ebedoma boa na wa solve problems ni na e wase ho e de aba the teacher we oba awo ho aye ode watch one worry for so many years now so many man I want him you are unable to take a seat and pay or last to pay a Grace Gift Scientific Bar Clinic watch one more day hahama and the best show you be test who do ni na ye de be dro no etimi aka na fe awo no etimi aba o ye bema o mema sem no NCP watch and pay na Dr. Grace Bodo emwa pa it's true, Professor. For your pennies enlargement, watch over back the wow. I might be piano, I saw that. I'll pay the way and Oshim School Junction, Maricasi Quantum Ponso. Mamu welcome by say any empathy and I fair cry. You watch Water Petroleum, your family life international school, and I'll pay talk to us now or concerns in your budget. Now, Faye, what to me about Ababe and doctors. Any no education at your area at the Amakra 0246 51 8003 and I think 0543 320030. Now, I don't pay when Grace Gift Scientific Bar Clinic. They no alcohol because you drove a whole fair by a camera. Maybe I know how my laboratory in the more Grace Gift and I'll pay go to them. Bayport Savings and Loans are Darrow Pacho Yabua with investment portfolio. A bit to me, I'm maximizing the best benefit of your investment and I'll pay or save with us in a fixed deposit form. Now, hold deposit for 3 months. Amount a year 18% of interest. They could do 6 months. Would you see no ABC? I'm here the year Jumabosumi watch out your amount 22% rate of interest. Now I pay Ukwa see a back one amount a year 23% rate of interest. And I pay the payment schedules a flexible. In times of difficulties and emergencies, you can always fall on us. Sir, you bet me, I say, bet me a bow, ma unsa etime akawosikano. Na fe interest kakra beda hono. Bet me edining na no edi account and pay. Bayport to buy the greatest of assurance and one more day my with our investment. And you safe with us and pay trust us to deliver on that mandate. And we're giving you the greatest of promise and assurance. Say obey investment with Bayport Savings and Loans. When you bet your and pay talk to us at our Comlimley branch. I won't cry. Any ATTC school and the bay. Your number is 0245 153283 and our face 0205 099736. Now only a year Bayport Savings and Loans any and so and pay. Wankasabeba Ababedia dancer. Next scientific about and research clinic. But your one more darrow. Adibia a year say how when you fracture and now so say punya stroke but your therapy no one more anya ni ye ama body no show na no e fa baby no achia and no pay your baby na ne say bra a year next scientific research and herbal clinic na oba the beboa ama bibia no asanso esini dade and no pay akodim paso gra kote yare STIs na hodo ni na no next scientific for etuasia at the mouth. Now, and it just something say, oh, but not scientific about clinical. Watch out. The whole Ghana, young quiet clinical, yeah, labs, no, at the Mawa, your news, it can be a free. In Raya, the Bema, Nina, no, a free. And your back up and your Bemo to Kakakra, and no, a scanner, your bayes, and your four commando, I should say, your rear bay and Ababet now commando, I don't know, your friend electrocardiogram scan, from modern scanner, yeah. At the amount to detect say wakoma no ya really ababet them one watch out I don't know and I bet you be kaka we are in right the be mo nyina no ni nyina no free the whole Ghana obi an ho abega ni sa enti I don't pay on next for any income opi a check kwan ya was Spintex Road no so e won kan the Rainbow IT Electronics we mo build no ho pe and I say udru a year typha ye ne Fairview Guest House, and a bay, and a payment to me afraid on 0244 120 269 0244 120 269. Now, Odi ending sound. So, Kumasi and an Impasua, Ubehu, Nak Scientific Eba and Research Clinic, Ewa, Ahinemako Kobe, main station. Now, I don't pay Oni ending sound. So, Ibebuapa. Bacho Franco Trading Enterprise by phones are doing it. Yasana Enkadeno, the now to me, you are now the tire boom. When I'm out, you call Abraham is a battery network. Bacho Franco by is how did you know network? I remember very well those days. No, it's me here, my difficulty, I cry, baby. Bacho Odo Hobo Franco, I said him Guasiadin, Franco Trading Enterprise, you dig that in your frame. Open Nokia, and open a year Samsung iPhone. Bacho digging that Obenyami, our Franco Trading Enterprise. Now, your smart TV is no ever home. They are purposely designed for you. And so we here be our office or shop with him, and if he and I'll be you so. You want in this will be brilliant. And from 32 inches, acquired because 55 inches. And okay, you can speak to us now. You might be at top. Tabletop fridges and our face or air conditioners from 1.5 and the car could see 2.5 horsepower. Digging down the OPBR on Sabekami, our Franco Trading Enterprise. And okay, when you need someone, it's as phone papa party. The dress you down a Franco Trading Enterprise. Yeah, discount your prices. Offer any branches across the country. To bring every now what to me at 0246 422338 0246 422338 and now so 055 59 39311. Now only a year Franco Trading Enterprise in South Swano pay how did you know a 2 meter posted in a journey in Busababa, the number 1 immune system booster on the Ghanaian market. A drawing say she know I covered by this time getting a food now. In Busababa, and Monamo Kwana Kutia raining the pigeon of what my intimate Kutia raining and pay no beer, the boost your system, no, system, no, and a different level of energy to fight all manner of diseases. Ever when you pay him. I think Pachotti wait, so will be away at Jumaka Krabby and now and I say a 3D area malaria, a baby shower, so kidney problems are and pay. I don't know a year in Busababa, if you're tuning in, I say at the amount. They teach you a more, what I say, young Musissimo, and pay. No, no, imbus in Ronnie, in a wow pa. If you're too problem, no, I say at the amount. Now, Fabiano, Everton, but your Heba shop, chemical shop will be a bail piano. Open Beatra, Ubenabi. Now open the Duma, or can she drug lane? I won't cry, and then Pachemo, or Boko, and then Monte Soa. Calamet Pharmacy, and what Boko Locust Road, and what you Otil region, what Tamale. And baby, I told Nobia, Udruha, Imbusaba, Mr. Dono, Ubenabi, not one of them. 0246208496 0246208496 na oni imbu support eni nkomo anopay kombebwa bibia beto de Eclipse Collateral Management, watch out. Number 1 collateral management company in the entire country. Omope and the Buama, with Japadi, the Hunkrata, 7 no. One more year, you mamma for the Duana, a basso at the bow. And a pay, watch out. The Eclipse, there's a Japadi, why ye are buying Krata at the Atos. The Bian, the dancers and Krata, no, a Yawodia, and Japadian, so Yawodia. And the other say, but we're Japadian and Krata and a bread. Now, you're finding your money into our can. Why? The tintin in the theatre, no, and you were Japadian Krata, no, at the Bay Juma. You sent to our car, home. Again, you were Japadian, will be a Fanisanka. And instead of say what the best passing on purchase our time or no a trip what you are get me editing our Japan and Krata. Say oh yeah organization company open loan with a bank. Oh yeah would be say by now Saka loan win ya collateral once a make and pay bra na found problem the better Eclipse collateral management for him. One more better was one more collateral suiting with demands I will make it with the bank. I feel what to me about and said to me account facility. And which you bet your commission I won't crack at the amount a Japanese run. I feel we be out to your BB area. As also at the Japanese and crack at that command run. And I pay it into the TTI. There were Abakan Street, there were Adenta New Site and crying. Bet me a fire on 0266 999020 0266 999020 and also say friend 0302 551877 0302 551877. Now on a Eclipse collateral management for any answer was one of pay one bejo so as a bisabia will be what your friend Nabisa on better was here ya no ya mapa Kanisa Frenches Adaroma but your one more cover Kanisa Heba Mr. Eddie Abedra so and I pay my favorite doctor Dr. Kanisa good morning baby and then be a watch out Adia Bia about Nipedua Mua a yell and my Philippines say a principal dear watch out or last time a Kanisa Heba Mr. Adia Bia a pain a 2 Nipedua say a waist pain joint pain menstrual pain and as we said unya vagina discharges and I pay but you won't know a Kanisa Heba Mr. Nuna a bit 2 year on Nina no I say Eddie about say a young quantity of Nipedia Mudia what a Kanisa dear will be driving. Let's see I don't pay Pebina no one my young there one pem what you the boss I know where Jam and pay oh no be a better prostate no and the yaw abetina when Nipedia so pa about your Hoshia a and pay no Kanisa no na ubedi ho dance here later at the actually and pay one more daroba one more boy pa na opedo do mo to aye wo techima can take taxi rank wa obehu yen and also say baseline pharmacy no ye no e dey share dem and what you know herbal shop will be a bear or chemical shop will be a bear will be a okwa we say open Kanisa mixture na wajibi no akono no but you be 2 year na say e dey amount 0247887436 0247887436 and also say for 0202990943 0202990943 na only again Kanisa Ventures in so anope Gingiber Dental Clinic number 1 dental clinic in Ghana. And you might be brave now between the answer. And the ayo so Oko party, Oko wedding, Oko engagement. Only a time crowd to Miss Rebisha. Only in Pabua, between me ako Jimmy. But what about the teeth? But if you have 2 decades, don't you mean because you'll be asking ever for baby? I don't pay the end was your pass. There's something cynical lying to do because of halitosis and it's an embarrassment. I don't pay the solution. Gingiber Dental Clinic. What will be our problem? Say, oh, you'll be our open cigarette and our open coffee. So bolopa. I'm out saying a color no S. But get it back to the original status. And no, a white teeth, one casano, you'll be proud of. Oba Gingiber Dental Clinic, you be teeth white and Eddie Abba. Ebe polish was sent, ebe fita. If you do ni pewa or confidence, no ebeba, obe kasa, obe dim komo, obe straight with all the confidence in you. And pay put the devil to shame. Na Gingiber for M1. You be a was sent on Tokro di that devil. Kaka, aye watch it. And say we God no gradually. And say, I be a bidibia, what say ya ever no. especially with Dodo Moon or so. As a Kakadaba Honeta Akoshe. I don't pay Pacho, how, titi. I had now a Mawa Fono, Aswa, Hono. I don't pay Kojanjiment. One will be two side problem, that's in the amount. And you'll thank me later because of more expect when it comes to dentistry. And I don't pay me come for the amount. Who you'll be a wash here say, Ama will send me a two. But you say, oh yeah, teeth implant and a replacement. Say, open say, you show silver teeth and now gold teeth. But you're being in the no Eddie amount and no pay. Yeah. Top of it, I feel it. Maybe I can't come. I feel to na did that down. See what I say. A defension. I say I don't pay what business sitting in there no at the amount to help give you a stronger teeth. But to me, as I said, was saying, with you, your teeth must grow with you. I don't pay. Talk to us. Nungwa C5 junction. Ube huye our main station. And I feel. Kwabenya Atomic Down roundabout in this one. Unicorn Pharmacy, it didn't share you. The number is 055-913-9582 and face 0549-906588. Now on the Gentleman Dental Clinic for any sound for one mobile jail, so now what any problem needs that dear friend. Someone there, and I'll pay one more boy. One more general consultation and examination of your teeth. And I'll pay talk to them. Not one more ones. Not them have our center for you. Now one more coffee. Not them garlic bitters. They are back. Not them garlic bitters. You boost the immune system. No, you'll be at the drama. You have a sleepless night. But you Jumasa Crabia. Now, what they say, person, general body pains. Ababeshia was so heart disorders. No command a ball play repair. But you wouldn't problem. I had no not them garlic bitters. Na Elisa howdy na influence. Say, oh, your bad here because not them have a center for drain or hopa. Na I don't pay one more to a boss. And I yes, you should we I prefer dry today. Nafali decline at the Abedjama. Nafali decline. But your bad is yes, you one. And can be a one who be a free her at the man. I see her said the hell may clean, then obey your need. But you're not only declared no, I your number one. Last stop, but you're for you, honey. Na emwa. Ebebuwa many poor baby and obesity because it leaves a better scent. I was here and pay you should not only declare na emwa. Nafa mixture and in the capsules, but they treat all forms of STIs, sexually transmitted diseases, but syphilis, gonorrhea, ligina, offer a year. Nafa mixture and in the capsules, a bit to us here at the amount. You'll be a candidiasis, a dope white. Measure so wakwa and cock and the pay nom a year Nafa mixture and any capsules named to us here and Faba. Tema Community 1 Casino and that will be your numbers in here 0268 2298 62 0268 2298 62 and I face 0240 9815 92. Now only a year Nadum Heba Center ending Sawaswa. But our mundo libya, oh yeah, rest assured. Habdia, I don't pay one now, mommy breakfast to now, Habdia for breakfast, dear. But you'll be out here and pay now only time, only at that. Oh, sorry, how much it said, yes, sorry, bed, you may. Yes, I said, or rely on a year Habdia for breakfast. But your mount a year get syrup. In terms of breakfast, your mouth date powder, your mouth a tiger nut powder as your breakfast. A very healthy meal, a bit me abua sustain you throughout the day. And pay up a breakfast a tea na emiani noni na be a woman now be dinner be one day. And my own lucky door, a way jumbo, but a habia for and as I said, one will be delivered at the amount. Now, Faye, to me abua carry on within the day. But your friend on 0249 300-965 0249-300-965 Pierre Kwame Appiah Kubi ewo Hill Street ewo Accra New Town ehon ye wo pacho have foods, eat healthy, live healthy. Offer you be deliver at the amount 0249-300-965 na only in South. multi-credit savings and loans. Kwacho, I had the Oba na wenya loan. That is a baby and wabinya loan. Yaboa enyuma nketewa ene adantemo ama mutimi epija wo mutimi benyini ebeye enyuma akese pa. Enti adope die ye nyina ne se wo ye adwadifo na mo ka mo ho bom oduru nipa nnum a mo ba ye bema mo loan ma mo de akotrete mo nyuma enim mo ye nipa nsa mo ba ye bema mo loan na mo de bi akotrete mo nyuma enim mo ye nkono mo ba the same thing ye bema mo loan the one mako do na e de kosi e de nu ba akoso na afi wo loan no ya process e ho nkrata asem ni nyina ya hwe ni nyina kama na afi ye timi agrant wo loan no e de ama on chekwa enti pay only a multi-credit savings and loans for any South. There were 66 branches. The buy 23 years. If you're doing me and said, I pay only a deal. I was oh how be a far with any business will be oh how to be chat with us. For you, anyway, 0277 712 888 0277 712 888 and I face 0244 6901. Now only a year multi-credit savings and loans in the answer. So thank you for your time. I'm waffle in here and I'll pay one I do my boy my yade matching in no at your somewhere. In just about 30 minutes time, we'll be wrapping it up and to make way for the job. Na Endra Obampayin another dan kweko for His Excellency any of my money nyina no ekasai na obekaya COVID-19 ba ye no brano no na Obampayin etani omani nyina no edi nkomo eho and fellow Ghanaians eno no ebai because at that time no na ehu hia say Obampayin best inspire hope na we inspire confidence in our country but Endra de no Obampayin say COVID-19, no, we've been able to conquer the Aka struggle with a little bit. The economic challenges are a prevailing say in our country. But hopefully, with a coming into the system of IMF programmer, na ye share name on Obampayin se enchekra and ye nyina no ebe today. Ma yenko na yenti Obampayin address no except of it na afe yemra na yebede ho enkomo. Yenti mpacho join you live on Facebook. Nafa wadwen chene nyina so efa ho ebra yenti mra.
When things came to the stage where I concluded we had to go to the International Monetary Fund to access a facility for budgetary support, I gave a directive to the Minister of Finance to start the process. It was a painful decision for me to take because going to the IMF was not part of the economic transformation agenda I'd been pursuing, especially as my government had gone the extra mile to bring to a successful end the IMF program we inherited from the previous government. But who would have imagined that President Akufo-Addo would order the closure of airports, offices, factories, or schools? We were in extraordinary times, and we took extraordinary measures. And when faced with the realities of the economic crisis last year, I accepted the challenge that the economy required a similar attitude, including the sacrifices many of us have made in recent times. Luckily, the International Monetary Fund has been most supportive, and we have ended up with having our program approved in record time, culminating in the formal approval by the IMF board on 17th May. As I'm sure we have all heard by now, the details of the program have been explained by officials of the fund and by our Minister for Finance and the Governor of the Bank of Ghana. The first tranche of $600 million United States dollars has been credited to our national account out of the $3 billion United States dollars that we have negotiated to receive within a period of 36 months.
Kessben 92.9.
And that is the president, His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president of the Republic, speaking to us. And everybody be a so far and how Nabai no handle no. Now he said, sir, it wasn't anticipatory enough. Said Nabai no ebetibe akọ a year IMF akwakoje a year a bailout after when womo etimi aboa with a year the IMF program abai no ebabeto. So you remember, sir, in 2015 Ghana echo IMF program na your facility. So it was supposed to have lasted for 3 years, but abai ebabeto. So from 2017 to 2018, and then a 1 year extension up until a year 2019. The president said, sir, after doing and engaging in that, successfully, he anticipated, sir, nanka omaino any abaino and your money so I don't know say wamubeko IMF. But the circumstances, the prevailing situation, Anna Amano Akwakobani say he gives the greatest of assurance, say the first tranche of $600 million, IMF Ediaba, the government will ensure, say some of the conditionalities, one more ebediso, but it also give us no sense of fear. And Ghana and Ibia Usru say conditionality and abino and yet the president is simply telling us that is not how the situation will be. I mean, maybe probably so to speak, better times ahead of us, and the assurances, as a senior. But we should also bear with the government. So the circumstances, those are some of the options abino ebetime allocate to. And that is President Akufo-Addo explaining the circumstances to us, and then what we need to watch out for. But conditionalities need a dorsal. I mean, a dorsal. Some of them, government is failing to appreciate. Some of them, so somebody can adjust to modada. But the conversations are still ongoing. Don't forget, as we speak, IMF, one more our rep, the Ministry of Finance, making sure, say, on daily basis, or books in one more check it, and no cry here before board approval. Okay, it means that prudent spending, idea a here pa say a bino expenditure you bet me na yashishen ye baby IMF expect to say you bet cut you bet me a cut. And don't forget, the country director for the IMF has said to us, conditions are IMF edia mayeno as of mine any abino say a buying share na wamutimi edini nyina so a ebetimi aboaye amayasan so aba back to the glory in which na yewo ansana sa economic challenges we ni nyina no etimi aba besue. So now somewhere last week I think that I heard the president saying the IMF bailout and the boss approval now opens up the way for us to go back to the capital market, because they say confidence about economy name. Now going back to the capital market means that we have every key opportunity say you bet me asanso abobosia from international investors and creditors. But I do not get it, because you feel munche e cannot cry no you go so your name for negotiating. But I don't know where the direction of this government is to be celebrating, say, IMF, the approval we needed. For that reason, 3 billion ebeba in trenches. But I don't know me and sustain. And for that reason, abide once the confidence is back in our economy, ebetimi go back to the capital market. Capital market, bosia ni ekobo. Yenkoton koko and yenkoton gold. Capital market, international investors womo ye creditors womo anya musika womo pe ba bi dia share no manya interest wo ho no. Okay, womo na wo ho enti wo your mind na so ho akyerewa okwa no wakọ raise bond ne ade no wakọ bobosia no time no so a na watua. But mind you, the already existing portfolios no cry yentua. Okay, we are still negotiating with the international creditors womo boy yabosia, the individual creditors. Negotiations are not yet proud to the approval of the IMF deal, was the ones that we were doing with bilateral countries. Okay, the Paris collapse, any bilateral creditors, they say China money at the end. But there are also individuals, one more boy, individuals, dealing. So Why the rush in thinking, say, as I see, I come back to the capital market? But Mamimba, the Honorable Chumberry Maakye, Doma is Rashibijani, na meneno ending combo. Good morning.
Last week I was on my friend home family.
Kessben 92.7.
Maybe I'm
fine. But if you have one corner.
Oh, that.
Someone paid it.
Oh, men carry wise. But look at the Batonka and to the man to
I was over friend. I'm not my crack. I was
I see. My Indian commando pay. Now, the president spoke to us and Branajo in an address. Normally, otime eye na wa update your mind on current affairs and then the current situation on mining in no one of it COVID-19 updating us on the fact that COVID no eradiada Roma binance wadaroma they say yetime to us here if oh my god them and then again the economic circumstances you almost see explaining to us the reason why he decided sir the finance minister must take the initiative of going to the IMF. Any the IMF yakoye no e de ebebreye maminti on it na yemra the other issues
the figure mameda was medical na mentia Kessben na no pay and now on mampani ekasa enye ni dika wakase no we are 28 to 29
yeah
wakasa me kasa na say what the finish what the covered in some any normal it's covered. Okay, we are anka. I might be, and that covered. Over covered. I might be ha. A man over covered. No, be much your mono. Ghana over covered. You never see answer. And you my pa. And if you say a pa or man penny na pump for the two. A quamu. A man covered. Your money jigger. Na World Health Organization. I declare COVID free. In terms of the pandemic, you know, I call for one. Now, here, some of the people who are back at Ghana for say, come here, Yasin, and so on, the stadium, almost say, send and can new, and Nanka, what sort of the stadium to say, into Bia Manakuma, and from Nubia, and 93 women who young Quachiano, who you have Canano, who quay ye, never be here to my penny, became I say, in a job, Quanya so train. And no ma, you the two of them covered by you see custom then half as it so now. The other so equal through challenges. I know you now here we are about 29 African countries. You know our World Bank and IMF. America for more pay, say increase or more debt ceiling. Or be a UK for at the prima in actually can I come in by a member of the for name now to back. Now, Muno, Ghana, ye printing, na nyame aduma ye free COVID ni mu. IMF so yet me nya support you know. Watch arresemu ho say nche. Ghana eba begina na mu Ghana ebema your friend is saying yes afata no so no sha ase no obema na ba the same thing. Enti we are now mampanyin so what can talk about no nyano no.
Now about the IMF, any the reasons in tia your core, your plus the conditionalities are a lot of experts now no raise concerns and alarm. So in the days coming, no ebema niebemo ayede taxes eba cost utilities eba cost to a far extent within some of the government sectors we cannot do employment for the time being. When you know the IMF expects us to do as part of the conditions in restoring back to yen economic stability and then in reducing yen debt portfolio. No, the president spoke largely about it. But what is the intention and what does the government seek to achieve with this?
IMF, now would the Belabosia Nababo. And now Babusia will now see on never able to see on. On my pennies of the catchers there. I'm a friend, 17 times. And was a first time Kubi. A first me deny an answer. And Joshua Major, I'm a body by a crampono. Your 2023 budget never brew.
say I buy to me holding on public sector employment that I buy kai as an ayeko. We have taxes for foreign normal, they buy the buy so I buy a canning now on the budget as an ayeko IMF and no more approve mine. We are here to see and say the speaker, then can no create Ghana for say man wide or man move by heading.
Okay.
And yes, Ghana say among penny no said that or man move and I make a choice to say, Oko America. And I call Harvard by before the Harvard, I call Harvard. And no man, you're told that's $25. Last year, it was around $700. I'm not saying I'm comparing Ghana to the United States. However, situation, you know, we find ourselves the same way. Your COVID and your friends in UK, and I'm actually. And to send you a Benjamin in to Siano. I'll see again to America, I down. There's a moment say, I'm going to on Borom Pese, I'm going to push you. UK for this more presso. It's a woman here, say, so your boy about so much. Nasta Timamuni, bon about so much. Yeah, never say, yeah, Bermu for also no. Your general pretty say, no more behind to say, yeah. I was saying, young, you team support to Timamu for no, so I'm also born up in 7 predators. Would you land cruise and Kadako now get away to go? For the garbage and Kada found some more to Takulano, Taco. What was I say?
I see.
They say, Mimi say, and I make I say, Mimi say me, or back here, they me to Takola. And I'm determined, say, if not a medical constraint here, I'll use my Takola. Because it's the only way to conserve. Because me can't tell me what I made them going to me too down. Not the forecast are not the two Zako. Now, when you say a castle who got catch over to Ubi, I'm going to boss you. Now, don't go about them. It's a woman here, say, as a minor, any a Bremen penny for you now. Yeah, catch it to Mumbo about Swallow. Yes, you are about Sum. I am fan tile mine. Send out Bampany, which I make at the Bayano. Who has a way to Lankuta, mean to Lankutano. Who has over to Kwame, mean to Kwano. We need to enforce it strictly to ensure that we will all support. Now, many are not tones who are kind of no Kakano, the support. And now, so they are also radio station pass by from 3 a.m. every 6 days or 2 hours. Now, you said yes to Parliament. Now, it's all to be. Now, you're at the crop at the board money. That is the way to go. And I think I will call on Ghanaians and I'll call on government. When you get in picture, I'll call on government and I'll call on everybody who matters. We must ensure that we support ordinary citizens through our effort and everything that we can do. Because we are in hard times and we cannot continue in the normal ways.
But does government have any plans of going back to the capital market? Because it looks as if the president my indications that.
Oh, sir, as it stands now, we have World Bank for Corporate offering to give us something. You see, at this point, and you're one person who cool. The countries that are in good position knows your situation. So they will always want to find ways to support you people. And see, if you are on a concessionary loan, sir, I was say, would share baby. Now, we know 10 years, 20 years, and to only about a 0.something%. Now they are hanging out, will be a great sector home. Corona, a movie on one on Beba. Young Casadia, the same they say a Kakawa Eba, a 3 billion Eba, you have money. Yes, you have countries like Korea, money. Japan more Musevino. I'm going to World Bank crowd to speak once you come and support us.
Yeah, but is that good for us? I don't know. At the time, GDP to debt ratio, no, you over 100%.
Who's there? No problem there. These countries and these agencies knew our challenges. They knew what we're going through. So if as of now they still believe that they can lend to us, it tells me that your economy it's not that bad. If they can come back to you, say, William, they won't know Brewer. But you know, say, our economy is not that bad. However, I think government will do proper due diligence assessment of our economy and our health before they will do anything of such. I don't think they will just get up and say, yes, here you free me, it will be totally unacceptable. I don't think His Excellency and another Kufado and the Honorable Ken Uforiata, led by the fantastic EMP chair, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, would just wake up and say, yeah, I'm free, it will be totally unacceptable. And I think they will take their time. I think they will take it easy to do it.
I see. Now, finally, Parliament, Mobile next week, they say the Honorable Finance Minister, Ayene Jumewe, as Mampenyin said, most now mobile calling for the removal.
But what was the essence of calling for the removal in the first place?
Most on board homebody, one amokayo, most on board homebody. Mampenyin said, Monto Moboase, now 1 year IMF near Sanka, at least the first tranche of money, no, Abba.
No, so we need to assess the situation and appreciate. Yes, I mean, I don't know the the truth of the matter is one cut of Bapo or see that we will come back to the table.
Kessben.
I see.
So as I said, so we don't need to come back to the table, see it, discuss it, and see. But the reasons, some of the reasons why now are the problems being solved? Is it formal? Can we say that we are heading towards? Can we give ourselves some time to head towards a good path? I mean, really, some of these things have been resolved, and I think that we will see how we can handle them. But I mean, leadership will take that decision. It's not for me to take that decision on behalf of leadership. So I believe the leadership will find time and then come and tell us what the way we're going. Don't forget that it was a caucus decision.
Okay.
So then we'll know how to do about it. You know, my problem is about me. As usual. I
I'm grateful for your time. Why? But call the member. Why? No problem at all. Thank you. And the honorable member of parliament for a year, Doma East, on the ticket of the New Patriotic Party. And they didn't come on. Oh, Azambe.
Now, why would you want to ask Maba?
How was the day?
As had you obey maybe.
Say,
Ubetiasa could join parliament is on proof for Yata.
I know one of my kind. I mean,
come apart from Eugene. Apart from Eugene, our fees will be a match Emmanuel constituency. Kwame, what about there? You lose your seat. They will come and campaign against you. I'm telling you. Where are they? Kwame, at the end of buyer Eugene Kwana, no can members of parliament almost sorry of Uriata.
Yeah.
At the end Abama or no Kwana Casasem. Kwame,
and to more drum seats in the hall.
Kwame is a fact. I'm telling you, me say. What best just add the Nasibu no Kwame? You lose your seat.
Oh, but that system does say in favor of myself.
Everybody.
That system in favor. Now, who elections are caused that from regional elections to national elections. Candidates are buying support you when you lose. Unless I won't hear what you make.
Come and then they yastic. Constituency is different from say year to the whole Ghana too. Kwame. Obi di sika basi emba metua our constituency. I bring nipa best 300, 700 ekoto so aba. Kwame, they push you away. Kwame na meka cho. Who make any mistake, they'll push you away.
And I make us say system, no, okay? The centralized system. I'm talking about government. ABC your formula. And their forces no more massive up against a formula. The Honorable Deputy Speaker of Parliament. But he still went ahead to win. And they all know the take place in my party. And you know, it is true. Yes, they may come at you, but we MP. Now, why you were Juma year? I mean, somebody like Eugene Entry, Eugene Entry, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Subin.
Yeah.
If he say we need the oil, so we need the oil. When he said delegate election member.
Aye.
But still, he's doing what he's doing.
Yes. And I was said declare the support openly for Alan Chabati.
So what is the rationale behind what he's doing? So Bessa could be a man. When news forces in a bit me about against him, Anna.
Kwame, make us some show. So when we did the dynamics. And we will follow Kwame Subin constituency. The downs is here. Eugene. And easy pushover. What do not compare others now, Kwame?
I see.
Me say, what be you when we get it? Yebemo obi abe contest, do you be pushed away? Kwame, they take it from me. Kwame na me catch you. Baby, I agree. Kwame, I clear. Bisa say, the pardon was sent a coin or MPs no mercy. At a point they were 80. Mewa,
yeah.
No me be 80. And then the Nipa Bako Pena up to now, or that's a call for that. The removal of Mr. Furiata. That's what I say.
I was saying, and the Appiah Kubi go so I will lead it. Or number 2 Dana.
And the Appiah Kubi. And the Appiah Kubi. The first time of grantee interview. After our meeting, the meeting or grantee interview, they said they are looking for, say, right after the IMF deal, a finance minister be removed. But you generate there consistently, even after say it is can buy the first tranche of money by Ogusuka. An opportunity be obeyed the BR radio so television should be an oka. And Kwame, on the effort they say Appiah Kubi, you generate the other 78 no more.
I be almost the money I could do.
Oh, Kwame.
Someone said that your money, sir.
Kwame, take it from me. I'm telling you. It's Obia again. Who? Kwame. Kwame. Just 2 minutes. On my penny year Bekai.
Yeah.
Say clear. So we are Koku Kwate me at say IMF no. And solve your problem. And we Kenneth Thompson. Dallas Finance. And so me at say IMF no solve your problem. Institute for Security Studies ISS. François Miatia says the IMF no they be a damage na kwa kudu and that sa IMF sikawi and the betimi solve that problem. Emra on my penya Miatia say IMF sika na e de aba no and let's say buy ya no na Ghana ye hwan high. But IMF for say and no ma omasheshe de ama Ghana see follow pa to restore the economy no to the proper place I say Kwame maintain no media security o CSE kate cost na aboaye meboa time na ye call paperless no 2017 vice president ka say call paperless no Kwame ye call paperless na omeyeti assess the first week the revenue of this country raised by 56%. Paperless.
Airport and
airport.
Okay.
So the BG it raised from 56%. Since September no, I started paperless no. The first week as compared to the same September first week of 2016. Nesika na Ghana enya 130 million Ghana cedis. But the following year no, I started paperless no. You raise 230 million a week. You understand? Amam yatia say. God for oil policy. Kwame. We also made to understand say a stabilizer has saved $4.8 billion at the amount this country, according to the vice president. Kwame. Usha budgeter Uro Furiata Eridi 2022 November. Or the by Kwame 30 measures to reduce public expenditure in 2023. Wakeka no mebia. Adentina omapanini enran wa me yantia say some measures no a ye take here. Though when ye media financial media budget and another supplementary budget and then your budget and your state of the nation address. But send your IMF issue by Kwame. I will say IMF see ye ni huni. So the bichi ese ka omapanim na so kire yen say sa 13 measures to reduce public expenditure in 2023 ye and baby yakwa kuduru Kwame
come a fair account.
Yeah, fair account so that you be who say and the question IMF no ma me na some no ka say yen cut cost no and no be o ma hyehyɛ de ama e be me hope say and no kre you betimi akọ the boss asase no Kwame because you say me no ka say ti okay baby okay two of the say a ban on use of V8 and V6 or its equivalent except for cross-country travel. All government vehicles will be registered with the GV green number plate from January to 2023. Kwame, say obetime use V6 or V8 kasa che be across country. So omo government officials omo call kumawu ekokoye election echo support to election. Kwame, we can pardon them because they were crossing country. You understand? But Omo Ashanti region, we saw some of them displaying V8.
And I've seen your country minister.
Kwame, I some no my first year because I have a lot to say.
I see.
Because if say government officials, government sponsors external training and staff development activities at the office of the president, ministry and SOEs must be put on hold for the year 2023. Any baby a buying sebia SOEs in this trading Yakokai Kimpiski Hotel, Anita Hotel, Golden Tulip Hotel, Abandon sa environment one eye, more you on Akwabe. Sika etimia massive flow on this is you. So Gusuya better than you. All
right.
I used to be German. Also, new one suit.
Why?
Kojo Legend. Master P Ventures.
Master P
Boutique. Yes.
I've been Otiano
Pebia, Anna Reverend Ajamai. And also ATF come to 2 baby church.
I wish Kelvin Asante of ICGC a very big happy birthday. Covenant Temple and Owokotobabi, happy birthday to you, my brother. God bless you and bless your new age. Carry on. Wish Rafaelina Mamitiwa a very big happy birthday. I don't pay your wish you. Happy birthday to you. Little Tiwa. God bless you so much. Wish Ama Sabat a very big happy birthday. Ezekiel said, yes, celebrate you. I don't pay you wish you the best of your new age. Happy birthday to you, my dear. God bless you so much as you journey on. Wish Emmanuel J. Menu a very big happy birthday. I took Kwame and I said, yeah, wish you a very big happy birthday. I don't pay as you celebrate your new age. God should grant you favor and grace to journey on. Now when you're happy birthday to Constance watching. Kumasi Dome and I don't pay. We'll share your free. Constance, happy birthday to you. God bless you. I didn't show as you journey on. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will say thank you very much. It's only half after 9 on the dot. We need to Kwame Appiah Kubi. I appreciate your time with us this morning. I had a brother be a mind that you're doing. Say Joe, Barnett with Medford Action. Stay with him and the rest of our program. I don't do me any so anyway this year. We need to Kwame Appiah Kubi, Mr. Speaker. We are out. Good morning.